Coming up on Showcase Minnesota, Ask the Gardener. Linders is back with some tips on herbs, and he'll be taking your calls. Plus, a behind-the-scenes look at Julie and Julia. We'll hear from Oscar winner Meryl Streep. And get your jig on, a preview of the Irish Fair of Minnesota. Showcase Minnesota starts right now.
So much stuff here. I got papers everywhere.
know,
Oh, hello there.
lined up.
Good morning. Welcome to Showcase Minnesota. I'm Rob. Just Rob. Simply Rob today.
Or Bob, as some of us affectionately call me. Hi, everybody. Corbin Seitz here. Good morning to you. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Going to get hot again this weekend. They said 89 on Saturday and Sunday.
Well, I've heard some people that are starting to hedge on that a little bit and say this cold front and high pressure's coming in. We might not get to 90, which would be fine with me, but the garden begs to differ. My garden's a little stunted this year.
I have loved this summer.
I have
love
too.
this weather.
I have
Sleeping is fantastic with the windows open.
Absolutely
and everything.
fantastic. We got some fun stuff to talk about here.
You want to go
I'm going to
first?
go real quick because this is real quick. I know Aerosmith music fans out there, you may have already heard, Steven Tyler fell off the stage performing last night at Sturgis at the big motorcycle rallies going on right now. Apparently, from everything I've got right here, he's okay. He was joking with he got airlifted to the hospital, but he was joking. He has a neck and head injury and a shoulder injury. They had to stop the concert. He fell off the stage after the sound system went kaput. So he was out dancing on the catwalk to entertain the crowd. How about that? How about a bunch of tough burly bikers looking up at 61-year-old Steve Tyler in long hair and spandex?
Couldn't he have landed on a burly biker?
Really?
And bounced a little bit?
That's right. Up top for these bikers. Catch the guy. He's a little guy. But no, I love Aerosmith. I really do. I mean, Toys in the Attic's one of the greatest albums of all time.
Have you ever been?
No, I have not.
My husband went to Sturgis
I'd show up on a moped and get thrown out of town.
Drove his motorcycle there, his Harley there, and drove it back, and it was quite an experience. It's quite something.
Did he come back with any new tattoos, or?
No.
Did he come back with a bunch of beads?
Did Doug
come back with beads?
And lawyers with motorcycles and temporary long hair and beards, pretending to be Harley.
And the Hells Angels and the Outlaws, by the way. Anyway.
Yeah, but there's a lot of the other kind too. But anyway.
So Steven Tyler, lead singer Aerosmith, in the hospital right now. Hopefully, we'll wish him a speedy recovery.
All right,
You've
you
got
want to
some
hear
cool
this?
stuff.
So just take an aspirin before you hear this. The cost of raising a child, more than $250,000. So the information here says, researchers found it'll cost an average middle-class family $221,000 to raise a child.
Aspirin, I need the paddles right now.
Yeah,
Are you kidding
that
me?
number includes the expenses associated with paying for the life of a child from the time he or she is born until 17 years old. That doesn't even include college. Okay, then it says when you add inflation, the cost of raising a child in middle-class America jumps to $291,500. So it says 32% of the cost comes from housing and shelter, education, childcare, and food totals another 32%. I said those darn kids, they want a roof over their head and they want food every ding-dang day. What are we going to do with them?
Ding-dang day.
That's
right.
right.
Write that one down.
That's right.
Ding-dang day. Almost $300,000. Wow. Boy, aren't you a ball of sunshine to start the day here today.
Well, I figured you can amortize the roof over their head. I wonder if they do that if you had like 3 children. Would it be less per child because
no, it'd be almost
because
$1 million.
of the roof over the head is already being paid, factored into one of them. I don't know.
Oh, that's a lot. Oh, what are we doing here? What are we going?
Rob can't even speak.
No, I'm in shock right now. Mark Armstead sent over there. Make sure you show that eggplant. You have it?
I do have it.
He hit it. Hey, in just a moment, your chance to ask the gardener. But first, look what's coming up today on our friend Rachel Ray.
Next, Rach.
What is going on under my eye?
8, your puffy eyes? At least you're not on TV at 5 in the morning.
I am starting to see little crow's feet.
3, sleep-deprived news anchors test 3 products in our human lab, tired eyes. Then, last time Ted Danson was here, he felt a little dissed.
I'm in the elevator and it's Rachel. Says nothing to me.
Can I make it up to him with a royal welcome?
Do you know the Cheers theme by any chance?
Watch Rachel Ray every afternoon at 2 here on KARE 11. Now, over to Corbin for more in the show.
What does it mean too? Thanks, Rob. First off this morning, gardening advice for your green thumb. Today's topic, timely tips for herb gardens. Mark Armstead from Linders is back with us. In just a couple of minutes, he'll be taking your calls on herb gardens or anything else to do with gardening. The numbers are on your screen. Hello, Mark.
Good morning.
I was just giggling, laughing, saying how it smells so fabulous over here. All these herbs, all the basil and the rosemary and everything. I said, or maybe it's you. And I was just going to put my nose right on his neck. I thought that would be a funny shot to come back to, but maybe not so much. I don't know. His face would probably have been very red. Hey, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Well, good. You know, we have to get this right out of the way. We have to talk about this.
Rob's
because this is from Rob's garden. Yeah. And he has so many of them that it's a free gift with purchase. Oh, yeah. That anyone who walks through the door here at Channel 11 is offered a free eggplant.
It's a spy phone. There's a phone in there.
Hello?
GPS chip.
So they're beautiful. Did you polish this one up, Rob? It's awfully shiny.
Spray paint.
Yeah,
I mean, it's picture perfect. The color is just amazing. But
you know, when they talk in decorating about eggplant, people, I mean, it's almost black, but it's really a deep wine purple color.
Right, deep burgundy. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So pretty. Good job, Rob.
Very nice.
Okay, we've got that out of the way. Now, what are we going to do next?
Plug.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny. I tend to kind of focus on the greenhouse here, and I was talking with some of my Facebook friends last night, and they said, you know, why don't you do some timely tips? You know, we herb garden, we do things around the house. What should we be doing right now? And I know a couple of weeks ago we did some timely tips for summer. Yeah. Well, here we're hitting a point where we've got about 6 weeks.
Don't say it.
No, I know it. 6 weeks till we really have to start doing something, and I'll leave it at that.
It means till the weather might get cold.
Well, possible frost. I've never seen it really September 15th, but about 6 weeks away.
Pants on fire.
But there are certain things we should be doing. You know, if we want to bring a lot of our herbs inside, continue on that gardening process indoors, I mean, there's some certain steps that we have to take.
Okay.
One would be, if you're going to start bringing in your plants, start spraying them. They need to get on a spray program. Right now, Mother Nature's taking care of them. If there are insects, there's beneficial insects outdoors. There's the wind, there's the rain. I mean, there's a lot of things that knock down the bad bugs.
Okay.
But once we bring them indoors, they kind of go unchecked. There's no beneficial insects anymore, no wind, no rain. And so if you have one insect, they could proliferate into this huge population of bugs, which is not good. So, I mean, definitely get them on a spray program. Spray them once a week. Spray them with a general mild. I like to use insecticidal soap.
Okay.
It's mild, it's gentle on children, pets.
That's what I was going to ask you. What about our pets? What about our kids?
Right. The nice thing about this stuff is it's basically a soap. And so once it dries, it's no longer effective and it doesn't have any residual to it.
Okay.
So it's safe right up until the day of harvest, which is really nice.
Okay.
But I mean, some other things we should be doing is, you know, if we've got a rosemary plant and, you know, if you're like me.
This is so beautiful.
Yeah, I've been picking at it all summer long.
Look at this.
The plan is to bring it indoors and grow it through the winter. But I want more than that. I want to, you know, because I'm going to be cutting through the winter here too. So I want to start stocking up on my plant material. So rosemary is one of those that we can do cuttings on. And cuttings very easily. It does take a little long time, but with the rosemary, but it's better than seeding. Seeding rosemary is just a pain.
Okay, all right. Okay,
So I guess to start out with the cuttings, it's best to take like an inch and a half type cutting. And so I just cut a whole bunch off. The rest I'm gonna dry and kind of set aside, and then I'll store those in my little bottles for the winter. But with cuttings, basically what you wanna do is strip off all the lower leaves.
Okay.
See, oops.
Hold it still. There you
Yeah.
go. We got it.
Listen up again. So I've got a stem there, and then it's just easy. I've got some rooting hormone here that I'm just gonna take and just dip it in there, tap off the extra, nice and gentle like. I'm gonna create a hole right in the center. And then I'm just going to take my cutting and stick it down inside there.
Now, is this rooting hormone for all kinds of plants?
Well,
Or
it
do you-
definitely does
if you're
better.
doing this?
There's a bunch of different rooting hormones, and this one I think has got a combination of 2 different types. And it's definitely better for certain types of plants.
Okay.
But what I find is that it tends to make the plants root more evenly, and then I think that is more important. So you don't have one that's
They
kind
get
of behind the
stronger,
other.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it gets off to a better start. But with rosemary, I like to stick 2 or 3 cuttings into my pot, and then I'm ready to go. Now, the important aspect with cuttings is that you've basically cut it off the plant. It has no root system now. So how is it supposed to retrieve its moisture? First thing you do is you water it in real good, you know, so the soil is moist. You could mist the plant itself, but the best thing to do is create your little greenhouse, and these Ziploc baggies work wonderful for this.
What did we do before Ziploc baggies? They
Aren't
work
they
on
great?
everything, yeah.
And I did that with a sage right down in front here. just before the show,
Okay.
and you can see it's already starting to build up humidity inside there.
All right.
So it's going to create that environment for that cutting that's going to
Very
allow
nice.
it
Now,
to
how long
root
do you
out and
leave
take
this
off.
on here?
It really depends on the cutting itself. I mean, most cuttings take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Some take longer. Some take 4 or 5, like the rosemary there.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of testing your plant, and the easiest way to do that is, once you get a good month or so in, all you have to do is just gently kind of grasp it and then just give it a little tug. If it kind of pulls back from
You know it's rooted.
Yeah, you know there's some root structure there. And then, of course, the best thing to do is just kind of ease it open and just let it breathe for a while.
Get
I
a
mean, you don't
little
want
used
to take
to
it out
it.
and set it
Don't
on the
shock
counter.
it.
Right, because you went from 100% humidity down to almost nothing.
Yeah, this is the womb. You got to be careful taking it out of the womb there. You got to ease
Poor,
it out.
poor little babies.
Yeah, you got to ease it out. Hey, should we take a call?
I would love to.
Is it Beverly that's on the line? Hi, Beverly.
Hello.
Good
What's
morning.
your question?
I have tomatoes in pots on my deck, and they are turning black on the bottom.
Yes, indeed. Blossom end rot is what you have. It's a real common problem when we put tomatoes in pots, and especially this year. The best thing you can do is you could actually take some antacids, and Doug can maybe fill you in on that a little bit here, but Tums or something like that. But it's the calcium in that product that's actually what your tomatoes need. It could be coupled by insufficient watering, where you go from bone dry to soaking wet. And so you've got a couple of things there going, but definitely get some calcium into your soil.
Do you
There's
crush
also-
it up and sprinkle it around?
Well, you can actually
pill
dissolve it in
or-
water and
Oh,
water it in,
oh, okay.
or crush it up and throw it
Okay.
around the base of your plant.
Okay.
But there's actually a spray you can buy too that'll stop blossom end rot. But it's a real common problem with tomatoes in pots.
All right. Okay. Who's on the line next, Jessica? Imran. Hi, Imran. What's your question for Mark?
Yes, I'm wondering about potting soil. We have one of these upside down hanging planters,
Upsy daisies.
and and I'm wanting to buy 4 more for next year, and I'm just wondering how long you can keep using potting soil in it.
It really depends on what you're putting into it. I mean, with the type of container, there's really not a lot of soil there. If you've got plain annuals in there, annuals don't really throw a substantial root system, maybe a foot or so, and you could probably just kind of replace that. If it's vegetables, I would replace it every single year. I mean, what you really want is make sure that nutrient level stays consistent, make sure that soil stays fresh, there's plenty of pore space in that soil, so replace it is probably the best answer I can give you.
Well, we have just chatted and chatted and chatted, and we're out of time now. We're all done. We had so
Well,
much to
it
talk
happens.
about. But you know what? If you have more questions, of course, or to get more great gardening advice, you can just stop by Linders Garden Center. It's located at 270 West Larpenter Avenue in St. Paul. For more information, you can call 651-488-1927 or just log on to linders.com. And there's much more to come this morning. Coming up next, Meryl Streep. We sit down with the cast of the new film, Julie and Julia. Plus, using generic drugs, find out if they're really the same as name brand medications. And an inside look at the human body. We'll preview the new Mall of America show, so stay tuned.